Download Festival Day 3. It's raining outside, but Seether in here. How are you both?
Great.
Yeah.
Having a blast so far.
So, despite the weather, how are you enjoying the vibe backstage at the moment?
I think it's cool. I like the weather. I mean, I think the weather's good for a festival because it's not too hot. No one gets too annoyed with the heat. A little bit of rain, you lose some inhibitions, and I think people have a better time. You know, once you wet, you wet. You can't worry about it. Once you muddy, you muddy. So, and I think it's the last day, which is normally a pretty fun vibe because everyone sort of doesn't care anymore.
We've given up.
But yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Do you expect some rain dances during your set then?
So a rain dance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we need to. I think
You can put it that way.
successfully achieved that.
Awesome. And how are you feeling about the set today?
Well, how we feel about the set?
Yeah.
We feel good. We got it's 40 minutes. It's pretty much on and off for us, and so we're just going to pick 8 songs we like to play and that we think people might know, might enjoy hearing, and knock them out as well as we can and effectively as we possibly can at this point. And yeah, I'm just excited to get up on that stage and see the people.
Yeah. Playing festivals must come like second nature to you guys now. Do you just kind of take it in your stride, or do you still get a bit nervous?
A little of both, I think. I mean, we still get nervous, I believe. I mean, he's been doing this a very long time. I've just joined the band as well, so I get a little bit nervous every time, but just jump it off, and as soon as he starts hitting that first chord, everything just kind of starts flowing. So yeah, and then the excitement you start to feed off of the crowd, and each other. So yeah, I mean, it really just has just an explosion of excitement and being nervous all at the same time. So, but it's great. Yeah.
Same for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm nervous. It's Download. It's a pretty iconic festival that I grew up knowing about and hearing about. So it's one of those sort of holy grails of festivals to play on. We've been here twice before. This is, I think, our 3rd time now, and so 3rd time lucky. I mean, I'm excited about the lineup that we're part of. I'm excited about the bands that we're playing with. So am I nervous? Yes, sure, a little bit, because this does mean a lot to me, but nothing that a vodka and soda won't cure.
So have you had a chance to kind of check out the other bands? Which ones are you most excited to be sharing a bill with?
We sort of, it gets kind of crazy. See, we wanted to watch Sepultura, but they're on right now. But we get to see Phil Anselmo play, and I'm a huge Phil Anselmo fan. Pretty Reckless is great, and I've sort of really only sort of concentrated on the stage that we're on because there's so much music here today, and there's so much going on. It's kind of overwhelming. So I think that's what we'll do is we'll just we'll watch. I don't even know, to be honest, who some of the bands are here today. But I guess that's the joy of it as well. You discover new bands as you walk by and you see something that you like. Against Me is great as well. So there's a whole bunch of cool bands that are here that I'm excited to see. Alter Bridge, Blackstone Cherry, guys we've toured with before and that are friends with. So it's kind of fun. It's a little bit like rock and roll summer camp, and you sort of get to hang out and to have a couple drinks with some friends that you haven't seen in a while. So it's really cool to have that. I don't know. It's sort of a brotherhood, family kind of vibe. So it's exciting.
And what's been happening in the Seether camp in general then? What have you guys been up to? What have you got planned for the rest of the summer?
Well, we got an album coming out July 1st. I believe it's coming out here at the same time, and then we're doing a summer US tour in August, September, and then starting at the end of October through November, December, we're coming back to Europe and the UK to do a headlining run. Hopefully, on the back of this and the strength of these appearances, we'll make some new fans. Yeah, so that's the plan for the rest of this year. Then I think they've already got us booked until the end of next year, but we choose not to know too much before it's time. But it's good to be busy in a day and age when bands are coming and going pretty fast at record companies and stuff. So I'm excited that we still get to do this after 12 years now, 14 years, and we got a new album coming out. We feel really good about it. I think it's by far the strongest thing we've done this far, and we worked with Brendan O'Brien again. And he just brings a lot to the table for us and makes us the best band we can be. So I'm excited to check it out and see what the response is. It's like, time will tell. And whenever we put something else out, sometimes people don't know what to make of it, but we'll see. I'm excited.
What can we expect from the new record then?
It's pretty melodic. It's got a lot of heavy stuff and light stuff. I mean, it's pretty light and dark. I think it needs to be quite diverse to keep your attention. I think it's got 10 tracks on it. Because we felt the 10 songs were the best representation of what we had at the time as far as a body of songs, and we felt that it's more concise that way, and the artwork and everything sort of just ties in really well this time. I think this is the first time instead of putting songs on to make up numbers that we weren't necessarily 100% happy with, we stripped it down to 10 songs that we're very happy with, and I think that that's important. And I think it's something that's a little different, but by the same token, it's quite reminiscent of the stuff that we've always done. But we also, we have to challenge ourselves. And I mean, I'm not saying it's a dubstep album because it's not, but we do sort of push some boundaries, and we do. There's some stuff on that's really heavy that we haven't done since like our first album. So it's just, I think it's interesting, and I think it's a good listen, and I think it's, for me, I'm really proud of it, and I think it's like the strongest thing we've done in a while.
Are there any young bands that you're keen to take out on tour with you when you start that cycle?
Yeah, I mean, I love Skindred. It's one of my favorite bands, and we were supposed to take them out on tour with us just recently in the States, and somehow that fell through, and I was really upset about it, because, I mean, we love those guys as people, and we love them as a live band and as musicians. It's just awesome. So hopefully what we can do is we can figure out Skindred in maybe when we come back, or we can do a tour with them in October, November, when we do Europe and the UK again. I just want to play with those guys. I don't care how or what we do. If we have to play like train station bathrooms, I'll play with Skindred, and we'll play music with them.
I would just love to see him live for the first time. Like, we've been listening to him. We listen to him before we go out and play the shows. Yeah, between them and Sepultura, both of those are like key points to like jack us up and everything. So
it's such a shame they were here on Friday.
I'm so bummed.
How annoying.
And it's funny though, because that is the cool part about you just play some of these festivals. You see the bands that you use for, like Brian was saying, for like warm up music before we play some heavy stuff before we play. We always play Sepultura, we always play Scissor Fight, and we play Skindred, and we play Non-Point and just stuff like that to sort of get you fired up for a show. And man, to miss them by a couple of days is heartbreaking. But hopefully, like I said, we'll pull it together next time.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for talking to us. Have a good set, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you.